some relationships work magically. If you remember in this movie, Tamil movie, Pudu Pudu Arthangal, the old couple, Baby and Rosie Fernandez, or even this movie, Vikram Veda, in which Madhavan's character, Vikram and his wife, the relationship between both of them, it looks very magical. Though they have fights, differences and all, there is a wonderful chemistry between them. What is this magic? I'm Lavanya and I welcome you all to this new series, Straight from the Heart, on my channel Lala's Love Nest. Through this series I would like to share something which touched my life, something I learned, some tools which helped me. I thought I can bring it to you all and share it with you all. In relationships, if we observe, it will be opposites that attract. One will be an extrovert, one will be an introvert. It could be between spouses, it could be between lovers, it could be between any two close people. Usually, nature brings these two kind of opposite people together. That is how nature works. Opposites attract. Can we also make our relationships magical like we saw in these movies? Well, I read a book recently. The name of the book is Attached. The authors are Rachel Heller and Amir, Levine. In this book they are talking about relationships, why a person behaves in a certain way. The way a person looks at love, relationships, the way they resolve conflicts, they look at differences, they comfort with physical intimacy. All this is determined by attachment style of that person. So when we understand the attachment style of a person, it will help us understand that person, behavior of the person, why they're behaving in a certain way, and also help us make the relationship better. So let's find out the attachment style of the most important person in your life, the one you love the most, you. Once we understand us, we can understand the other person also better. And this is not for you to share it with anybody, this is for your own understanding. When we are identifying our attachment style, we should be really honest with ourselves because it is for our own understanding. Let me give you some scenarios here. We would have seen kids, when we leave them with their mom, they'll be comfortable, and if the mom moves out of that place, the kids will start crying. Once, after some time, the kid will be okay, and once the mom comes back, the kids will go run to the mom, give them a kiss or a hug, and then come back and be normal and play with whatever they are doing or continue with whatever they are doing. So this is one type of kid. Now there will be another type of kid. If you leave them with the mother and the mother moves out of the place, they'll be very insecure. I mean, they will be very, they will create a scene. They will cry and create a big scene. Once the mom comes back, they will not be normal so easily. They will go to the mom and say, why did you leave me? You don't love me and all that. And these are the kind of kids who will be comparing themselves with their siblings also. You love my sister the most, you don't love me, you love my brother more, and all these things. Now there is a third one. These kids, they will cry when the mom is away, but after some time, when the mom comes back, they will avoid the mom. They are like, you know what, if I care only, you can make me cry, or I'll be hurt. What if I don't really care? So this is a third type of kids. The first one we saw is a secure attachment style. The second one we saw is called as the anxious attachment style, and the third one is the avoidant. Now there is a fourth type of kids who are like, they will give mixed signals. They are called the disoriented or the anxious avoidant. It's a mix of anxious and avoidant. So now think about your childhood. Do you identify yourself as one of these kids? How were you as a child? The authors, they call this experiment as the strange situation. And they also identified that initially when they were doing the research, they said that a person's attachment style as they grow as adults, the attachment style is based on the behavior or the attachment style which they developed as a child. But on further studies, they also identified that it is not just the upbringing, but also other factors like genetics, or the environment, or even a relationship abuse. Anything could have influenced the person's attachment style. Now let's look at how this child's behavior would change when they grow up and get into a relationship. The anxious child, as they grow, they will think that their partner is the best and they will do anything to save their relationship. These are kids who were longing for love as a child and they were not given enough attention. And as they grow up, they will be because of this longing for love, and they would have felt lonely as a child. So when they get this love from somebody, they just want to protect it. The anxious attachment style people, they would find it very difficult to end up in a breakup. And even if they end up in a breakup, they will think about the good things about their partner and they want to come back to the relationship again. Look at the avoidant type. When the avoidant type grows up, as we saw, as a child they wanted that love, they still long for that love, but as a child when they went to their primary caretaker for love, they would have said, no, you don't, you have to be independent. Or they didn't get enough attention from their primary caretaker, who's basically their mother, or the one who was taking care of them as a child, a nanny or somebody who's the primary caretaker. They would have said, you just have to be independent, you have to take care of yourself. If the instead of soothing the kid, giving that reassurance, if the nanny or the primary caretaker or mom would have said this to the child, then they, because of their fear of dependency, like we saw the avoidant child, they don't want to get hurt. They're very protective of themselves. So what will happen as they grow? They'll be like, they will think that dependency is very bad. Independence is strength. Being alone, being single is strength. That is what they will believe as they grow. Actually, is dependency bad? Actually, nobody can be 100% independent, right?
Because of the fear of being dependent, they'll keep relationships at a distance.
Usually they say that the anxious and the avoidant will be the ones who come together in a relationships. Like we saw, opposites attract. Initially, they'll be hunky-dory, they'll have a very nice romantic relationship. But as the time goes, for example, the anxious and avoidant are coming together. The avoidant partner would have said something or given us a small way of caring to the anxious partner. And this would have meant so much for the anxious partner because they're longing for that love. And one small spark was so much important for them. One small message, one caring act from the partner would have meant so much. They will feel, oh, this love me so much, they're so very nice and they value this person so much. And they become the center of their life. And then what happens? The avoidant, they are like, one day they are all this and the next day they are like, okay, nothing happened, that kind of people. Do you know somebody who's like that? Then they are the ones we are looking. Whereas it is true that we don't have to be depending on another person for love. We should be self-reliant, we should be taking care of our own happiness and all. We cannot be 100% independent also. Let's look at the next scene. Now they are in a relationship. The next day or after some time, the avoidant partner is in office and the anxious partner is messaging them. Can you go out somewhere? Now what happens? The avoidant partner, maybe they are really busy in their work, or maybe they can even when they have some time, they can drop in a message that I'm a little busy, can I call you back later or something. But they won't do that, being avoidant, and they think that dependency is something bad. And because of this fear of dependency, they don't want to commit into a relationship emotionally. They are fearful of commitments. So they would not respond. And what will happen to the anxious partner? They will think and overthink. They will think that, okay, they are ignoring me, they are in some other relationship, they don't love me anymore and all this. But actually the avoidant partner is thinking, should I even say all this? I'm busy. Can't you see this? That is the kind of behavior from the avoidant partner. Now this anxious person will message, you don't care enough. And the avoidant kind of people are the ones who usually get to hear all these complaints, that you don't have time for me, you don't find enough time, you don't love me enough, all this.
These are the people whose brain is conditioned to look at things in a negative way. it's not their mistake, but that is how they are made. But they will come out as they're not genuine or they are inconsistent. That is how other people will think about them.
Imagine this kind of a relationship. What will happen? There will be obviously fights. Now the authors also say the avoidant partners, because of the fear of dependency, they will want to keep away from commitments, and also they will try to look for that perfect partner. Because of the same reason, they will end up in multiple relationships. But unfortunately, they will not find any perfect partner because there is no perfect partner in the whole world. Even if the anxious and the avoidant partner go out, the anxious partner would like to spend more time along with their partners, do things with them, talk to them, spend more time along with them. But the avoidant, they want their own space. So they will sit in one corner doing their own things, or they'll sit with their phone or talk to somebody, or they just want to do their own stuff because they think they need their space. Now, is this a wonderful relationship? Now let's look at the secured attachment style. The secured people, when they grow up, they become very safe. They don't fear about conflicts. They even if there is a fight happening in a relationship, they don't think the relationship is going to end with the fight or because of the differences, and they accept people as they are. They will understand that there can be another perception, and they'll try to look at the things from the problem in hand. They will concentrate on the problem in hand and look at every angle from even the partner's angle and try to solve it. In terms of physical intimacy, they get comfortably close. Too much intimacy is also not good, but having rigid boundaries is also not good. Secure people, they believe in healthy boundaries. They also believe in effective communication. Now, let us look at the scenario between these two partners. If one of them is secure, what could have happened in the relationship? The earlier example, the partner is texting. The secure partner, here in this case, is in the office. Now, what will happen is the secure partner would respond saying, I am busy, and they will propose another time. They would say, okay, can we go tomorrow at a certain time or another date or time? They will propose it. And the anxious partner, if the other partner is anxious, they will also not feel ignored, and they are getting a reassurance that okay, we are he's really busy and we are going to have another date. Avoidant partner, if the other partner is secure people, they basically express their feelings. They would say, I was hurt, I didn't feel good about this, is there a problem? Or they will go and communicate and try to solve the issue at hand. If it is one of the partners is of secure type, still the relationship can work. There is nothing right or wrong about being in any of the attachment styles, but being the secure type is the best because there is a balance. We are not going into extremes. Like the secure, they will not go like an avoidant, wherein they will not closer if there is a difference or a fight. They will not leave the conversation and leave the partner and go, or keep a distance. At the same time, they don't get too much anxious and nag about things. They communicate their needs very effectively and try to resolve conflicts and respect the other person, and they believe in effective communication. And there is a comfortable level of physical intimacy also. A person's connection with their primary caretaker also influences their behavior as a parent, and attachment plays a major role throughout the lifetime of a person. The authors also talk about something called as dependency paradox. They say the more effectively dependent people are on one another, the more independent and daring they become in their life. Now we saw that there is the fourth type, which is disoriented. These people, as a child, they would have wanted that love, and they would have gone to the primary caretaker seeking that love. But they would have had some trauma in their life, or even they would have faced abuse from their primary caretaker. So that would have made them have developed trust issues, and even they are afraid of rejection. But it is not necessary that a person has to be in a certain attachment style throughout their life. A person who was secure as a child could have faced relationship issues or abuse as they grow up, and they would have changed into an avoidant type. Now after a long time and being avoidant, at some point they would have realized, oh, am I alone?
and they become anxious, and then they can switch into the anxious attachment style. Did you identify yourself as an anxious person? Then you're not alone. About 20% of the population is of the anxious type. Say that about 50% of the population is secure. So the 25% remaining, out of which 20% of the avoidant type, and the 3 to 5% remaining would be of the disoriented or anxious avoidant mix. So like we saw, even if one of the partners is of secure type, the relationship can work wonderfully. So if both the partners come from that secure attachment style, how can that relationship be? It can be wonderful, right? That is where the magic happens. By being aware and working on ourselves and trying to change us and become that secure base for the people around us, we can definitely make our relationships better. This has helped me understand not just one person's behavior, not just mine or another person's behavior, but also about how our parents behave in a certain way, or our friends or our kids or anybody's behavior can be understood with this under awareness of this attachment style.
Again, we are not talking about relationships where it is abusive. Any kind of abuse, physical abuse or verbal or emotional abuse, should be stopped, has to stop at any cost.
So in this book they have also given a lot of exercises, questionnaires. I'm putting that in the description box as well. Please take a look at them. This will help you understand your attachment style, your partner's attachment style. I've shared as a small portion summary of the book or a review of the book, but I would suggest you go and read this book. I hope you love this video. I invite you all to share with me or drop in the comment section what your thoughts about attachment styles, how you have overcome or you have seen or worked on yourself, or any thoughts related to this. I would invite you all to drop a message in the comment section. Then if you have suggestions about topics that I can talk to you through the series, please suggest that also, and share your feedbacks also in the comment section. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones as well. Thank you so much.